Hey there, and welcome to the Locker Room. Coach Giggs here, and today's message, living a life of purpose and character. And with me here today is one of the most special visitors I think I've had in this locker room in a long time. His name is Mark McAndrew. Mark, good to have you here in the locker room.
Good to be here.
Yeah, baby, good to have you. You're one person I've been dying to get in here. For those of you who know Mr. McAndrew, I refer to him, he's the CEO of Torchmark Corporation. You know who he is. For those of you who have never met him and don't know about him, you might want to check him out. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Torchmark Corporation, which holds 5 insurance companies. Warren Buffett owns, I think, 2.8 million shares.
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere around there of our company right now.
No, that was pre-split, so now it's up to 4.2 million, I believe. Yeah.
That's quite a few shares. And, I always tell people that, rather than going to people you don't know for what you think about our company, why don't you talk to Warren about our company, see what he has to say. That's a lot of shares. Anyway, Mark is probably close friends with Warren because Mark McAndrew is, as I just told you, the CEO of Torchmark Corporation. And I have Mark here in the locker room to talk about this message of living a life of purpose and character, because prior to filming, I asked Mark, and Mark, I'm going to ask you now, what is it that motivates you? Let's start there. What motivates you? What inspires you to get up in the morning and do what you do, Mark?
Well, I tell you, if I look back on my career, I got married and had children at a very young age. I must admit, early in my career, I was driven by taking care of my family. That was my first priority.
Okay.
Later in life, as I financially was doing better, I have to say today, what drives me is taking care of others.
Gotcha.
It's gone beyond just taking care of my family to taking care of people who work for this company. Our shareholders, but our agents and our customers and our home office employees. I've been with the company, this is my 33rd year. 33rd year. And it's gotten to the point where all of my best friends work for this company.
Wow.
And a lot of people I dearly care about, and I take it very seriously, the responsibility to take care of those people.
To them. So you're in what I guess John Maxwell calls legacy mode right now. You're into giving back right now. You're into taking care of those who've been good to you. You're in a position now where you want them to have and to be.
I absolutely agree with that. I've obviously been blessed. I never dreamt that I would be in the position that I'm in. I never dreamt that I would be this financially secure. Having grown up in a small town in Missouri. But you're right, you reach a point in your life where you need to give back, not to people who got you there, but also to people in general.
Yep.
That's one of the things we were talking about at the meeting yesterday is every place we go, we want to start a tradition where we give back to the communities that we're in. In fact, I think the back of my shirt says something about Torchmark, or we strive to make a difference in the communities that we serve. But we want to leave places a better place than when we arrived. And yeah, that has become very, very important.
That's important to you, yes. And because it's important to you, I'm sure it's becoming important to those of us who, I guess like you, Mark, want to make a difference in the lives of others.
And I believe this deep in my heart, that one of the reasons why American income is so successful is the people. And it's, granted, we have some brilliant people, some energetic, but we have people with good hearts. Yes. I've been out to different agencies and I see what they do, where they run sales contests, where they donate money to their favorite charity.
Yeah.
I don't know another company.
I don't see that anywhere, right?
And I think God does bless this company because of the heart of the people that work for this company.
Yeah. You said 3 things earlier, Mark. You're like a Rappaport to me in that I feel privileged that I get to maybe spend time with you. A lot of people don't, with people like Rappaport yourself. But you shared 3 things with me before we filmed that were tantamount in your life. You want to share those and tie them into advice that you would give to others, how they can live this great life?
Well, you asked me what my strengths were, and I don't know that I have any particular strengths, but
Hold on. We want to know what Mr. McAndrew's strengths are. So we're going to find out.
Well, I go back to, as I mentioned to you, something that Warren Buffett had put in his annual report a few years back when he was asked, what does he look for in people that come to work for him? And he mentioned three things. And what they were, he looked for people with above average intelligence, which thankfully God has blessed me with above average intelligence. But the second thing was he looked for people who worked hard. And I give credit to my father, who when I was growing up, oftentimes worked 2 and 3 jobs just to support 7 children.
Well, wait a minute. You climbed a ladder so high. You come from what kind of a background?
I grew up in Kahoka, Missouri.
Kahoka,
which you can ask me where that is and what that's close to.
If any of you knows where that is, would you please write me? I'd sure like to know more.
It's not close to anything. I mean, it's a
small little. Is it a farm community?
It's a farm community. The whole county has 8,000 people in it. I mean, it's.
So you've come from very humble.
I tell the story when yes, and I tell the story when I was in high school. I took an aptitude test, and it came back that my aptitude was to be an engineer. And this is, and I thought, boy, I really don't want to drive a train. Because I thought an engineer drove trains.
Drove a train.
And I was a senior in high school. I mean, yes, did I live a sheltered life?
A sheltered life, right?
Absolutely. But anyway, getting back to the other comment, the third thing was that Warren Buffett had said was he looked for people with integrity. And he also added that without integrity, the other two didn't matter. And that's absolutely true, that never, ever let your integrity be questioned. Yes, there's nothing worth losing your integrity.
Rappaport said, I think one of his 3 tenets was protect your name at all costs.
Same thing,
right?
absolutely.
Same thing. A sense of outrage against injustice. You see people hurting, and wherever you take us, you want to do something in that community to alleviate maybe a little bit of pain for those who are less fortunate.
Well, and that's what I said again at the meeting yesterday. One of the things I learned from B, and B was a great man, one of the most generous people I ever had the benefit of knowing. But he understood that the purpose in life is not about how much money you make, and it's not about how much wealth you can accumulate, but it's how many lives can you affect in a positive way while you're here on this earth. And, I just hope that I can someday affect a small percentage of the people that Bernard did,
Yes.
You just have to think of the tens of thousands of people that he had a positive impact.
Yes.
And that's really what life's about.
That is life. And I know B's looking down smiling at you because he always had an affection for you because you're a lot like him. And so we need more people like you. I know you're a humble guy and you're not even comfortable with me speaking about you and how you are, but what advice, knowing I know and those who know you know who you are, what advice would you give, Mark, to those out there who maybe are struggling a little bit, not sure, where they're at in their lives, and they want to dream and they want to give back and they want to live a life of purpose like you have in a life of integrity? What advice would you give to those people who maybe are struggling and not sure how to get on the right road?
Well, and everybody goes through those stretches. All you can do is just keep working, keep putting one foot in front of the other. Sometimes it's hard, but we're blessed. We truly are blessed. We have an opportunity to do things that we never dreamt we could, but it takes effort. It's not easy. I look at the people that were at the awards banquet last night. I went, wow, that's what they do is not easy.
It's amazing.
And I'm so grateful for them. But you got to just keep plugging. You just got to keep plugging, even when things are tough.
Yeah, man. Very good advice. Very good advice. Mark, is there anything else as we leave this locker room? I feel like I don't want to let go of you because I don't know if I'll ever get you again in this room, but anything else that you would give advice to those out there in our great company and those outside of our company, what we said?
The only other thing that I would just reinforce is never forget to give back. I've always believed that one of the reasons that I have been blessed with what I've had in my life is that I've always tried to give back, even when it hurt.
Yeah. Mark, I've lived a very short life, and I've noticed people like you and others that get blessed so abundantly, get blessed abundantly and sustainably because they're givers. I've not yet met anyone that ever made a real big impact unless they had that heart that you're talking about, that heart to give back. That's an awesome thing, Mark. And so for all of us at American Income, what would you tell us to do? You would tell us to give back at every turn we could.
And it doesn't have to be financially.
Right.
Again, it can be your time.
Your time.
And it can be little things. Little things. I think everybody is called every day to do something nice for someone.
Yeah.
It can be holding a door open. It can be saying a good word, complimenting somebody.
Yeah, encouraging them.
You see somebody who's having a problem, just go give them a pat on the back. It doesn't have to be financially. It's It's just being unselfish and just looking for opportunities. Truly looking for opportunities to help someone.
I like that. Looking for opportunities. Not just something comes in front of you. Look for ways.
They're there every day.
And we walk past it. We look for them. Wow. For those of you who have spent time now in this locker room enjoying Mark McAndrew, I would encourage you to take a look at his life. You've heard from an extremely grateful, humble and appreciative man, and so I don't want to talk about how much wealth he has, because his wealth expands way beyond his finances, but it does include a very good financial life that Mark's been able to build. But as you heard in this locker room, living a life of purpose and character is how Mark McAndrew has built his life. And so I hope you're encouraged by today's locker room, and check out Mark if you want to know about our company, and check out his friends over here that own a tremendous amount of stock, like Warren Buffett and others, and you'll be living your best life. Thanks for being in the locker room, and Mark McAndrew, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Eric.
You bet. Great having you.
Good to see you.
Great having you.
If you know someone you feel has a special story to tell or life to share, please email Eric directly and he will reach out to you and or this individual, even if you think this person is you. And by the way, if you've enjoyed and feel the Daily Locker Room has served as an inspiration in your life, why not share it with a friend by sending them the daily message?